Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel, Kindred Souls of Brooklyn. And today we're going to talk about the destruction of the rivers of America. I'm actually going to take you on a ride on the riverboat, but the date now is May 20th, 2025, and within a short amount of time, this whole river, this whole thing here is going to be history. So what is behind Disney's reason for taking out this whole lake, or rather river, the riverboat, Tom Sawyer's Island? Stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the video. Coming to you from Kindred Souls of Brooklyn and Sarah. So as we watch the riverboat depart, the Liberty Bell, we look around and we see Tom Sawyer's Island. This is one of the most iconic things that you would ever imagine that Disney would never take away. This is something that Uncle Walt thought up himself with the help of his Imagineers. And my guess is, now it's already been slated to be changed. If you haven't been following the news at Disney, all of this is going to be taken away and it's going to be concreted over. So you say to yourself, well, why would Disney do that? Why would Disney just change this beautiful part of the park that when Disney gets, you know, the most pretty park in America, this is oftentimes one of the reasons why it does. Well, as a person during guest relations, doing training for guest relations, doing training for security, I could probably tell you that one of the responses now, the woke response out there, is that they want to get rid of it because maybe it's it's a throwback to the whole Tom Sawyer thing and Huckleberry Finn and things like that. But well, that might be part of it. But the major part of it, I feel, is that it's the medical response times. Now, having worked guest relations and security at the park, I could tell you that when something happens over at Tom Sawyer's Island, and I'm going to spin this around and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So right here you have the park proper, right? So this is Frontierland, this is Liberty Square over here. Now, what you really can't see is if an ambulance needs to come into the Magic Kingdom from this area of the park, what's going to happen is they're going to come in through Park 3, which is behind Thunder Mountain. You have 3 entrances into the Magic Kingdom, Park 1, 2, and 3. So obviously Park 1 is going to be near the side of Space Mountain. And then you have Park 2, which is right behind Main Street. And then you have Park 3, which is back here. So what also is a problem for Tom Sawyer's Island here, and also for the riverboat, is that when there's a medical emergency, everyone's heard about the world famous Utilidor, and I'll put a map up of it. This is a map that cast members used to get. I know I got a few of them when I joined Disney, and it's still available online. I don't know if they still give it out. But if you know or don't know, Uncle Walt, and I call him Uncle Walt because I have that kind of devotion for Walt Disney, Uncle Walt realized that he didn't want the park, he didn't want the infrastructure of the park being seen. So when he was in Disneyland, he said, well, if I ever have the money, I'm going to make the infrastructure unseen. So whether you know it or don't, you can actually go on a tour of this too. It's called the Utilidor, and it's an underground tunnel system that goes underneath the Magic Kingdom. The other parks really don't have it, only this one. So a medical response in the Magic Kingdom is very quick. I could tell you, I mean, I've actually gotten cast members and people coming up who were guests who were amazed at the response time, because Reedy Creek, who's the medical response team, stays in the tunnel. And if something were to happen, say right over here, they come out from the tunnel and they take you away. But if something were to happen on Tom Sawyer's Island, what's going to happen? You have to go onto the keel boats right over here. You have to travel over to Tom Sawyer's Island, travel back. As far as the riverboat goes, it's on a track. So you saw it just left here. If something would happen on the riverboat, there's really no way to stop it and pull somebody off in the interim that goes around. So what I think this is about is, obviously now it's that, and it's also the fact that, hey, look, Uncle Walt passed away a long time ago. There's really no more original wise old men left or wise old women. And this is prime real estate. Obviously, they could put stores in here. I mean, unfortunately, what's going to go in here is going to be a Cars ride, which I think is silly. Cars is an old franchise. And I don't know, whatever other thing they're going to put. I mean, we have plenty of room here. I say we because I still love the company very much. And even though I'm not working for the company now, I always feel like I'm a part of it. And there's so much room here. That was what Walt said too. We're blessed with size here at the Magic Kingdom, here at Florida, in this property. So they didn't have to go and do this. But I think as far as the response times go, having worked it, having waited on that dock, I could tell you, having waited on that dock multiple times to go over to Tom Sawyer Island, it's kind of like having a root canal, waiting for a root canal to be done. You're waiting, it's terrible. You got to go over there and pull somebody out, and it's not the best. But at the same time, this is just such a sad thing to see go, because it's absolutely beautiful. Day or night, it's just incredible. You have all kinds of wildlife that lives along here. Obviously, there's plenty of room for them to stay, and they're going to move on to something else. But yeah, that's why I think it is. And obviously when Disney does do the concrete over here, I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. They're going to expand the Utilidor. So that will be the first time they've ever expanded the Utilidor at the Magic Kingdom. So that's a good thing. It'll be easier for the cast members to go from here to there. So, that's basically the size of it. And I don't know when this is going to happen. Disney has not actually announced a date yet when this whole thing is going to close. We know it's probably going to be sometime in 2025. My guess is that it's going to be probably after the summer. Now, Disney's financial year, Disney works off of a financial calendar that's different than the regular calendar year. Disney's fiscal year starts October 1st. That's why if you look at when did Epcot open up, when did Magic Kingdom open up, they're both October 1st openings for that reason. So my guess is that a lot of this is probably going to start in October or even into the next year. I mean, because we have Mickey's Not So Scary going on then, and you have the Christmas parties. So I would guess probably later, but you never know. Disney's Disney. It can happen at any time. So stay along. I'm going to take you on a riverboat ride, because I don't know when this is going to end. This could theoretically be the last ride. Carrie and I are here. So stay tuned. Hope you're enjoying this video. If you haven't been to Magic Kingdom for a while, then even if you have, hopefully you'll enjoy this riverboat ride. And let me know what you think about my thoughts on the emergency response time as to why they're actually changing this whole section here and taking away much of the beauty of the Magic Kingdom. So stay tuned. Next up, riverboat. All right, so here we go for possibly the last ride on the riverboat. I don't quite think so, but it's going to happen soon enough. So join us here for the last possible ride on the riverboat on the rivers of America before it goes away for... one of the most iconic things when you come to Magic Kingdom is hearing this whistle blow. And the thought of it not happening anymore, very strange. All right, here we go. Possibly on the last riverboat ride ever.
That makes it sound so sad.
I know. What do you guys think about this being all paved over?
We've never ridden it, so we
oh my
wanted
God.
to come get into it.
This is iconic. You've heard what they're planning on doing, right?
Yeah.
Yep, it's going to be sad.
Sorry, I
no, you
hijacked
could.
your video.
Oh, you did?
I did.
There you go.
Hijacked
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, another fan. We always like fans. All right. So Carrie's going high. She's going to the high ground. Carrie's not much for a video today. So she's going to be elusive. But yeah, I mean, I'm wondering what's going to happen with this boat after all this goes away. I mean, maybe they'll just put it somewhere and I don't know what, but I'd hate to see this be, I don't know, broken up or whatever. Hey, I found Carrie over here. So people are actually on Tom Sawyer's Island. They opened that up again. There's a great view of the Haunted Mansion. Of course, Tom Sawyer's Island is an homage to Huckleberry Finn. That whole deal. Good old Samuel Langhorne Clemens, right? Mark Twain's real name. He actually got the name Twain. I never served in the Navy or anything, but Twain is actually a depth measurement. I think it's like 7 feet. I don't know. Someone out there could let me know. But it's actually a measurement term for, he worked on, when he was younger, worked on ships and things. So that's where we got that name from. So it's hard to see. I mean, some people don't realize that it's on a track, but it really is. And, you know, again, you look at how pretty this is. The thought of it just being concreted over and, I don't know, a cars attraction over here? Nah. But, as I say, it's, the one aspect to it is the response times, which I think is certainly a viable reason why this might be happening. All right, we're getting ready to depart here. We're checking everything out. And the whistle. One of the things I know I'm going to miss the most about the riverboat going. The Liberty Bell.
Last call. Secure all cargo. All passengers aboard. Cargo secured. All passengers boarded, sir. All hands stand by. Engine room. Reverse 1/4. Stop bell. Aye, aye, sir. Engine room. At 1/4. Now last bell. Leadman, sound off. Give me a depth reading. Last mark.
What a beautiful view of the kingdom, huh? You know what I think is going to be the worst about this whole thing is all the fences that are going to be up here. All the brown fences that are going to line this whole thing for heaven knows how long. Going to be cordoned off. It's going to look like scrambled eggs. Not in a good way. I do like the Country Bear Jamboree, the new version, which is almost a year old, believe it or not. Opened up July 17th. Hey, if there's any YouTubers out there and you want to use my video here for royalty-free footage, go right ahead. I'm all about the YouTube experience. This is great stock footage. So I wouldn't lean out the rails for that reason either. Tiana's Bayou over there. Still experiencing lots of difficulties with breakdowns. Former Splash Mountain, which used to be the most popular ride in the world. Now, not so popular, but it's a decent ride. So here you go. This is the rafts that I was telling you about, which if you're trying to get over to Tom Sawyer's, that's the only way to get over there. So just imagine an emergency crew coming in over here, coming down from Park 3, waiting in here, boarding one of these, and having to traverse to the other side, and then trekking across Tom Sawyer's Island. Not the easiest thing been doing it. I've done it many times. You know, when I was on Dream Squad, we never even gave out prizes on Tom Sawyer's Island. It was just too difficult. We couldn't guarantee the integrity of the contest by giving things out over there, so we just didn't happen. And there's some people waiting to board those said boats, heading over to Tom Sawyer's Island. Here's something again that Uncle Walt would have gone bananas over. A crane in clear view. Thunder Mountain is down for the next 6 to 7 months. And good old Uncle Walt would have gone bananas. He never would have allowed a crane for guests to see this side of the Magic Kingdom and to see this kind of construction being done. It would never happen. But it's a different era. Different leadership.
Over across the way and on the starboard side was my stomping grounds when I was young. Exceedingly young.
If you all heard about the bear in the tree recently, about a year ago, this is right about where it was. We had an actual bear in the tree, and they had to come in and give him a shot to relax him, and they took him to a nice place of we put him back into the wildlife, but he was here.
I always did like that. I swear, just wonderful. He and Tom and I spent most of our wild and reckless youth exploring that island.
Well, it's a nice view of the construction, I'll tell you that.
If you know where to look. And we all knew where to look. That's Superstition Creek. It connects the big island to the little one. And if you follow the wilderness
Back in the Dream Squad days, we used to pan for gold right over there. We'd have little kids come in, and we'd put little gold Mickey Mouse heads in the sand. And when they panned for gold, they were expensive. They were about $200 for a small bag of them. But we used to do that magical moment like 5 or 6 times a day. They don't do that anymore, I don't think. I wish they would bring that one back. But it was a lot of fun. So I hope you're enjoying this little tutorial. It's the Owl Tour. Everyone always called it the Owl Tour, right? Whether it was on monorail, whether it was somewhere in the kingdom. It's kind of interesting, look at that. Lowering that down, like a real old mining town. The wildest ride in the wilderness. Currently under rehab. Everyone always jokes that Disney's really good at building rocks. Whether you're at Hollywood Studios or wherever you are, you seem to see a lot of these kind of rocks. And there's a view of the Walt Disney World Railroad. It'd be nice if it was coming through, but that's another good way of seeing this construction here at Thunder Mountain. Lots of wildlife in here. This is actually fun. You know, I worked Magic Kingdom for a long time, as I was telling you. And during the COVID closure, one of the things we used to do was walk the railroad track all around the park. And that was fun. That was a good little bunch of exercise. And you got to go all around the park. We were actually checking for people who were kind of trying to sneak in at the time. And yeah. And here's one of the residents of the riverboat. The good old Alligator Swamp. His clothes changes as the years go by, but he's been here since the park opened. Along with his faithful dog. Friendly guy, wagging his tail like that. And there again you see the railroad track, which goes all around the Magic Kingdom. That's the Native American village. Kerry made a friend. Last time we were here on riding the train, I actually saw a real deer grazing. I mean, there's lots of wildlife, I was telling you, but you don't often see a deer during the daytime. There's a big one too. So we're coming to what I think is one of the coolest parts of the riverboat cruise, right? Rivers of America, is the view to the Haunted Mansion. Let's see if we can get anybody to wave to us over there, waiting in the line. It's a hot day. I don't know what the wait times are. Ah, here they are. Let's see if we can get a few of them to wave. There we go. Some happy guests over there. Welcome to Kindred Souls of Brooklyn and Sarasota. Broadcast all around the world, in every country except North. There you go. There's the good old Haunted Mansion. World famous. We'll probably ride that next. The old pet cemetery there with Mr. Toad, who now resides over there after being after giving up his ride to Winnie the Pooh, right? Great view of the mansion there. And one of my, literally, probably my favorite store on property, Memento Mori. And just like that, we are back in Liberty Square. Columbia Harbor House there in the foreground. That's where you eat, actually. If you go on the tour Keys to the Kingdom, you'll have a luncheon there. Highly recommend Keys to the Kingdom. You go under, see the Utilidor, all kinds of great things. Alrighty. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that video on what could be our last ride on the Rivers of America. Let's get a view this way of it. Could be the last time before all this becomes concrete. All right, so let me know what you thought. A little bit longer than my typical run time, but I thought it was worth it because we want to document these things, and when it goes away, we'll look back on this years later and say, wow, I just wish I could ride the riverboat again. Or just, you know, like I said, I'm going to really miss hearing that whistle, whether you went on this or not. You don't realize it's just such an iconic thing, coming to the Magic Kingdom and just hearing that. It's funny, I remember one day that whistle was stuck when I was working here, and it went on for about 2 hours straight, which I guess it wasn't so much fun then, but I'm gonna miss it. So thanks for joining me. Please subscribe, drop me a line. Love you. This is Al signing off from Orlando, from the City Beautiful, from the Magic Kingdom. Good night, everyone. See you real soon.